Don't wait for help. The hidden cost of waiting. Hello everyone, welcome back to Echo English. Take a moment and think about your biggest dream. Maybe you want to speak fluent English. Maybe you want to build a successful career, start a business, improve your health, or transform your life completely. Now, ask yourself an honest question. Am I actively working toward the dream? Or am I waiting for someone or something to help me? Many people spend years waiting. They wait for support, they wait for encouragement, they wait for money, they wait for confidence, they wait for perfect opportunity. They wait for life to become easier. And while they wait, life quietly passes by. Today's topic is a powerful reminder that can change the direction of your life. Don't wait for help. This is not a message about rejecting kindness or refusing support from others. It is about understanding that if your future depends entirely on someone else helping you, then your future is no longer in your hands. Real growth begins when you stop waiting for rescue and start becoming the person who rescues themselves. Before we begin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Echo English for more powerful stories and life changing lessons. The silent trap that keeps millions stuck. One of the most dangerous traps in life is not failure, it is waiting. Failure teaches lessons, failure forces growth, failure pushes people to improve. Waiting does none of those things. Waiting feels comfortable because it allows us to believe that our situation will change someday. It creates the illusion that progress is happening when in reality nothing is moving. Many people tell themselves stories such as, I will start when someone guides me. I will start when I have more money. I will start when I have more time. I will start when I feel ready. But the truth is that readiness is often a myth. Most successful people did not begin because they felt ready. They began because they realized that waiting was costing them more than failing ever could. Every day spent waiting is a day that never returns. Every week spent delaying is a week lost forever. And one day, many people wake up and realize that years have disappeared while they were preparing to begin. Nobody is thinking about your life as much as you are. This may sound harsh at first, but it is one of the most freeing truths you will ever hear. Most people are not coming to save you because they are busy trying to save themselves. Your friends have problems, your family has worries, your coworkers have struggles. Your neighbors have battles that nobody sees. Everyone is carrying something heavy. Sometimes we secretly expect others to care about our dreams as much as we do. We hope someone will notice our potential, recognize our struggles, and push us towards success. But the reality is different. Nobody wakes up every morning thinking about your future the way you do. Nobody spends sleepless nights worrying about your goals the way you do. Because your life is your responsibility. And strangely enough, this truth is not depressing, it is empowering. Because if nobody controls your future, then nobody can stop you from changing it. The story of the locked door. Imagine a young man standing in front of a locked door. Behind that door is everything he wants: success, confidence, knowledge, happiness, and growth. He stands there waiting. He waits for someone to bring a key. Hours pass, days pass, years pass. Many people walk by and offer advice, but nobody opens the door for him. Finally, out of frustration, he pushes the door. To his surprise, it opens immediately. It was never locked. The only thing preventing him from entering was the belief that someone else had to open it first. This story reflects countless lives. People often underestimate how much power they already possess. They assume they need permission. They assume they need perfect conditions. They assume they need someone else's approval. But many of life's doors open the moment you decide to push. The world rewards action, not potential. The world is filled with talented people who never achieved their dreams. not because they lacked intelligence, not because they lacked ability, but because they lacked action. Potential is one of the most overrated things in life. A person with average talent who takes action every day will eventually outperform a gifted person who keeps waiting. The world cannot reward what you might do someday. It rewards what you actually do today. A book is not written by dreaming about writing. A language is not learnt by thinking about learning. A business is not built by planning forever. Dreams become reality only when action enters the picture, no matter how small that action may be. The power of starting before you feel ready. Many people believe confidence comes before action, but confidence usually comes after action. Think about riding a bicycle. Nobody feels confident before learning. Nobody feels balanced before practice. Nobody feels skilled before making mistakes. Confidence grows because of action, not before it. The same is true for public speaking, learning English, building a business, making friends, or pursuing any meaningful goal. Waiting to feel ready is like waiting to become fit before going to the gym. It simply doesn't work that way. The courage you need often appears only after you take the first step. The hardest rescue mission is saving yourself. Life becomes different when you stop asking, "Who will help me?" and start asking, "What can I do right now?" That question transforms victims into leaders, it transforms dreamers into achievers, it transforms excuses into solutions. Maybe you cannot solve every problem today, maybe you cannot change your entire life this week, but you can always take one step. One phone call, one page, one lesson, one workout, one application, one conversation, one decision. Small actions seem insignificant in the moment, but over time they become the foundation of extraordinary lives. Your life is being built today. Right now, somewhere in the future, there is a version of you living with the consequences of today's decisions. That future version is watching every excuse, watching every delay, watching every moment of courage, watching every step forward. The person who become 5 years from now is being created by the choices you make today, not tomorrow, not next month, not when conditions improve, today. Every action is a vote for the person you want to become, and every day you spend waiting is a vote for staying the same. The greatest moment of personal growth. There comes a moment in life when a person stops looking around for someone to save them. They stop blaming circumstances, they stop blaming luck, they stop blaming other people, and they quietly make a decision. If my life is going to change, I must be part of that change. That moment is often invisible to the world. There are no celebrations, no applause, no dramatic music, but internally everything changes. Because that is the moment an ordinary person begins taking control of their destiny. If you remember only one thing from this video, remember this. Help is wonderful when it comes, but your progress should never depend on it. Do not wait for motivation, do not wait for perfect timing, do not wait for someone to believe in you, do not wait for life to become easier. Start where you are. Use what you have, learn what you can, do what you can, because the most successful people are not always the smartest, strongest, or luckiest. They are often the people who simply refused to wait. They acted while others hesitated, they moved while others delayed, they began while others prepared forever. And in the end, their willingness to take action changed everything. Today, instead of discussing ideas and theories, let me tell you a powerful story. It is a story about dreams, excuses, courage, and one lesson that changed an entire village forever. This story is called The Village of Waiters. Long ago, there was a small village surrounded by mountains. It was a peaceful place, but there was one strange thing about its people. Everyone was waiting. Some were waiting for luck, some were waiting for money, some were waiting for opportunities, some were waiting for someone to help them. The villagers spent their days talking about what they would do someday. Among them lived four friends: Arjun, Ravi, Meera, and Kiran. Each had a dream. Arjun wanted to become a successful businessman. Ravi wanted to learn English and travel the world. Meera dreamed of becoming a writer. Kiran wanted to build a better house for his family. Every evening they sat under a large banyan tree and talked about their dreams. But talking was all they did. One evening Arjun sighed. If someone would invest money in me, I could start a business. Ravi nodded. If I had a great teacher, I would learn English. Meera looked at the sky. If someone recognized my talent, I would become a famous writer. Kiran kicked a stone. If I had more support, I could build a better life. The four friends believed their future depended on someone else. So they waited. Days passed. Weeks passed, months passed, nothing changed. One rainy evening, an old traveler arrived in the village. His clothes were worn, but his eyes were full of wisdom. The villagers gathered around him. Tell us, they asked, what is the secret to success? The traveler smiled. Tomorrow morning I will show you. The entire village became excited. Finally, they thought someone was going to help them. At sunrise, the traveler led everyone to a tall mountain outside the village. At the top stood a magnificent golden temple. The traveler pointed toward it. Inside the temple is a treasure that can change your life. The villagers became excited. How do we get it? They asked. The traveler replied, climb the mountain. The villagers stared at the steep path. Immediately, excuses filled the air. It is too difficult. It's too far. It's too dangerous. I need better shoes. I need someone to guide me. I will go next week. The traveler simply listened. Then he sat on a rock and remained silent. Hours passed. Nobody moved. Finally, Meera stood up. She was tired of waiting. What if nobody comes to help us? She asked. Nobody answered. What if the traveler is right? She continued. Still nobody answered. Then she took a single step toward the mountain. Just one step. The villagers laughed. One step won't get you to the top. But Meera kept walking. Slowly, carefully, one step after another. Seeing Meera climb, Ravi began to think. He had spent years waiting for the perfect English teacher, yet he had never fully used the books he already owned. Maybe he thought the problem was not the lack of a teacher, maybe the problem was waiting. So Ravi stood up and followed Meera. Soon Arjun joined them, then Kiran. The four friends began climbing together. The mountain was difficult, their legs hurt, they became tired, sometimes they stumbled, sometimes they wanted to quit, but they kept moving. Back in the village, many people remained seated. Every day they watched the mountain, every day they had new excuses. They are lucky, they have advantages, they will fail eventually, they must have special talents. Instead of climbing, they analyzed. Instead of acting, they criticized. Instead of trying, they waited. Years later, they were still sitting in the same place, still waiting. After many struggles, the four friends finally reached the Golden Temple. Their hearts raced with excitement. Inside, they expected piles of gold and jewels. Instead, they found a small wooden box. Confused, Arjun opened it. Inside was a single piece of paper. It contained only one sentence. The treasure was never here. The treasure was the person you became while climbing the mountain. The friends looked at each other. At first they were disappointed, then they understood. Meera had become disciplined, Ravi had become confident, Arjun had become resilient, Kiran had become courageous. The climb had transformed them. The treasure wasn't money, the treasure was growth. When they returned home, the villagers rushed toward them. What is the secret? They asked. Where is the treasure? The four friends smiled. Meera answered first. The secret is starting. Ravi added, the secret is taking action before you feel ready. Arjun said, the secret is stopped the habit of waiting. Kiran finished, the secret is understanding that nobody can climb your mountain for you. Some villagers listened and changed their lives, others ignored the lesson and continued waiting. Years later, the difference became clear. The people who acted built successful lives, the people who waited were still waiting. Life is much like that mountain. Many of us spend years waiting for help, support, motivation, or perfect conditions. But the truth is that growth begins when waiting ends. The first step is often small. The first step is often scary. The first step is often imperfect. But it is still a step. And every great journey begins with one. Thank you for watching Echo English. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. And before you leave, think about this question. What mountain in your life have you been waiting to climb? And what is the first step you can take today? Write your answer in the comments. Remember, the people who change their lives are not always the strongest or smartest. They are often the ones who stop waiting and start climbing. See you in the next video.